Here on Edison TV, some exciting news of trials completed by Volition. It's all involving cancer tests, and joining me now is the CEO of Volition, Cameron Reynolds. What's the news from Denmark, I understand?
Yes, we've just announced the interim data from the first of the European screening trials on 680 patients, and it's showing excellent detection of early cancers, the stage 1s, and the all-important pre-cancer.
This is in Denmark?
This is in Denmark, and we have two very large Danish studies. The second one, which we've just started as well, the 4,300 patient study, and we have a 12,000 patient study we expect to read out by the end of the year. These are all for the frontline screening test. So what the results were, what we're very happy with, it showed just with a small panel of assays. Now we haven't chosen the final panel yet, that'll be in the medium-sized trial, the 4,300 patient study, but we showed just with 3 assays, and the final panel we're expecting to be 5 or 6, we could detect 80% of stage 1 cancers, and even more encouragingly, 2/3 of the pre-cancers, which are notoriously hard to detect. So if you can be found in stage 1 or even pre-cancer, your chances of surviving more than 5 years are much, much higher. As an example, if you're found in stage 1 cancer, you have about a 95% chance of living more than 5 years or more, or many decades. Unfortunately, if you're found in late stage cancer, like stage 4, that comes down to 10% chance of surviving that 5 years, which is obviously not a good outcome for anybody. So I think it's very important to be able to show early stage detection. A lot of cancer tests, particularly blood tests, find much later, bigger cancers much easier than early stage cancers. So for us to show early stage detection, not just in a blood test, which is always more difficult, but in a routine blood test that can be done as part of your normal blood work with a small amount of blood at a low cost, it's really quite exceptional. So we're incredibly encouraged with what we've got. It's an ongoing process. We have these trials to complete throughout the year. And this is in conjunction with our other colorectal products, including the triage product, which we also had some great news on this year as well.
Just wanted to pick up on a comment you made in your previous answer about pre-cancer detection. So what you're saying is your tests can actually be predictive of cancers? You don't actually have to have it?
Yeah, in colorectal cancer, the pre-cancers are called polyps or adenomas. So if you look at it this way, every single cancer started as a precancerous polyp, but a lot of polyps don't become cancer. But if you remove the ones most likely to become cancer, your chances of getting cancer are greatly reduced. Get close to a normal survival rate. So finding those, you really get ahead of the curve and really beat the cancer before it even gets to stage 1, which is obviously far better than waiting until stage 4 when it's metastasized and you have all the problems of that. And it's not only the burden on the healthcare system, it's in the US, it's about $500,000 to keep someone alive those few years, which are not very pleasant, but also the burden on your family and yourself. So finding pre-cancer is really by far the best way to go. And to find 2/3 of the pre-cancers from a routine blood test is really quite exceptional.
So exciting news on the trials from Europe, relevance in the US and also activity in Asia. Just sum up finally what we're going to be seeing from Volition as far as trials are concerned over the next 1 to 2 years.
We're very, very keen to have a worldwide focus because we think our products, when they become available and CE-marked, have usefulness around the world. So starting with the US, we have the largest ever study in colorectal we're part of, with 13,500 samples, people being collected in a screening population. That's being collected now. In Europe, we have 3 ongoing large frontline trials going for the frontline test. 680 subjects, which we've just announced. The panel will be chosen in the next study, which is 4,300, and that will be validated in a 12,000 double-blinded study later this year. So huge trials in the frontline test. And also we've just signed an MOU with the National Taiwan University for a further 5,000 screening population and 2,000 symptomatic. So we're really covering the world, and we can do that because we think our tests will be very much useful in lots of different countries because they're low cost, easy to use, routine blood tests. And we think the best way to validate them worldwide is through large studies with the best key opinion leaders in those countries we can find to show the products work. And apart from colorectal, we're also accelerating the 27 cancer study with the Bonn University to show how our technology works in a range of cancers. Your listeners may remember we've shown good results in a range of different cancers. This will be the first time we've done multiple cancers in the same study. So that should be very exciting. And we expect the first readout from that this year.
So interesting times for Volition. Cameron Reynolds, CEO, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you everyone for paying attention to Volition at this very important time for us.